A guy named Mark in Denver left his Model 3 at the airport in January. 2 weeks in Cancun, fully deserved. Car sitting in long-term parking the whole time. He landed back home, took the shuttle to his car, opened the app to warm it up on the way over, and the battery was at 4%. He had left it at 80%. He made it home, barely, and spent the next week convinced something was seriously wrong with his battery. He posted about it on Tesla Motors Club and got about 40 different answers, half of them wrong. The battery was fine. But what happened to it during those 2 weeks, and more importantly, what he should have done before he left, is exactly what this video is about. Because leaving your Tesla parked for an extended period is one of those situations where doing nothing is actually a decision. And depending on your settings, your climate, and your charge level when you walked away, that decision plays out very differently. First, let's talk about what your Tesla is doing while you're gone. Because it's doing more than you probably think. Even with the car locked and sitting completely untouched, your Tesla is running background processes constantly. It's maintaining a cellular connection to Tesla's servers. It's checking for software updates. If Sentry mode is on, it's running the cameras and processing video. If cabin overheat protection is enabled, it's monitoring interior temperature and running the climate system when needed. And every time you or anyone else opens the Tesla app, the car wakes up fully and stays awake for close to 11 minutes before going back to sleep. All of that costs energy. On a car with Sentry mode running, you can expect to lose somewhere around 1% of your battery every single day, just from these background processes. On a 75 kilowatt-hour pack, that's roughly 0.75 kilowatt-hours per day. Multiply that by 14 days, and you've used about 10 kilowatt-hours, roughly 13% of your battery, without moving an inch. That's almost exactly what happened to Mark. Without Sentry mode, a well-configured Tesla in sleep mode loses closer to 0.5% per day. Over 2 weeks, that's around 7%. Manageable. The difference between a car you come home to with 60% and one you come home to with 67% sounds minor until you're in long-term parking at midnight in January. The charge level question. Where should you leave it? This is where most people get it wrong in both directions. Some owners max out the charge before a long trip thinking more is better. Others leave it wherever it happens to be. Neither is ideal. Jeff Dunn, who runs the battery research lab Tesla Funds at Dalhousie University, has published research showing that time spent at high states of charge is the dominant cause of calendar aging in lithium-ion batteries. Not driving, not supercharging, sitting at a high charge level. At 90% or above, the chemical stress on the cells accelerates meaningfully compared to sitting at 50%. The sweet spot for extended parking is between 50% and 60% state of charge. Low enough that you're not putting unnecessary stress on the cells, high enough that normal vampire drain over 2 weeks doesn't push you into the danger zone below 20%, where a different set of problems starts. Below 20%, for an extended period, the battery management system starts drawing small amounts of power from the main pack to keep itself running, and the pack voltage can drop to a level that makes a full recovery more difficult. Tesla's own documentation recommends never storing the vehicle below 20% for extended periods. Some owners who came back to single-digit batteries after long trips reported the car behaving strangely on the first few charges afterward, though in most cases, a full calibration cycle sorted it out. So before any trip longer than a week, charge to 50% to 60%, and leave it there. Not 80%, not 100%, and definitely not whatever it happens to be when you're rushing to catch a flight. The settings that make the biggest difference. Getting your charge level right is step 1. Getting your settings right before you walk away is step 2. And honestly, this is where most of the preventable drain happens. Sentry mode is the biggest one. With Sentry running, your car pulls roughly 200 watts continuously. That's about 4.8 kilowatt hours every single day. Over 2 weeks, that's 67 kilowatt hours, nearly a full charge cycle burned through a parked car recording footage you will almost certainly never watch. Turn it off before you leave, unless you're parking somewhere you genuinely don't trust. If you're in a secure garage or a monitored airport facility, Sentry Mode is burning battery for no practical reason. Cabin overheat protection is the next one. This setting keeps the interior below 105 degrees Fahrenheit by running the climate system when needed. Useful in theory, but it can run frequently during summer days, even in a shaded spot. If you're leaving the car in a garage where temperatures stay reasonable, turn it off. If you're leaving it in an outdoor lot in July in Phoenix, leave it on, but understand it will cost you battery. The Tesla app is one people don't think about. Every time you check on your car from the airport or the beach, the car wakes up for 11 minutes. If you're checking twice a day out of habit, that's 22 minutes of active power draw every single day, added on top of everything else. Check it once when you land and once the day before you come back. That's it. Summon Standby is one most people have no idea is on. If you have full self-driving, Summon Standby defaults to enabled and keeps additional systems active in the background. Go to Controls, Autopilot, Summon Standby Mode, and turn it off before you leave. One owner who went through his settings carefully before a 3-week trip in an indoor garage reported coming back to a battery that had dropped just 6% over 21 days. Another owner in the same city, similar car, settings untouched, came back to find 31% gone. Same car, same duration, different settings. Cold weather makes all of this worse. Mark's situation in Denver in January wasn't just about vampire drain. Cold weather adds a layer to this that's worth understanding. Lithium-ion batteries lose usable capacity in cold temperatures. This isn't degradation. The capacity comes back when the battery warms up, but it means a battery sitting at 30% in 15-degree weather is effectively less accessible than a battery at 30% in 70-degree weather. The battery management system is more conservative about what it'll draw from a cold pack, which means the car's low battery warnings can trigger at what feels like a higher percentage than usual. Additionally, if your battery gets very cold while sitting unplugged, the car needs to warm it before it can charge or drive efficiently. That warming process pulls from whatever charge remains. So you come back to 12%, the car needs 2% just to warm the pack enough to drive safely, and suddenly you're at 10% trying to navigate out of long-term parking to find a charger. If you're parking in a cold climate for an extended period, the 50% to 60% target becomes more important, not less. And if the parking facility has charging available, using it is worth considering. Even a slow level 2 trickle at 8 to 10 amps overnight keeps the battery comfortable and covers the daily drain without overcharging. So here's exactly what to do before any extended trip. The whole process takes about 10 minutes the night before you leave. Charge to 50% to 60% and set your charge limit there so it doesn't automatically top itself up. Turn Sentry Mode off or set a location exclusion for wherever you're parking so it doesn't run automatically. Turn off cabin overheat protection if you're in a garage or mild climate. Turn off Summon Standby in the autopilot settings. And make a decision about the Tesla app. Check it once when you land to confirm everything looks normal, then leave it alone. When you come back, your battery should be somewhere between 35% and 50%, depending on how long you were gone and what the weather did. Plug in, charge to your normal daily limit, and drive it normally. If the range display looks off after sitting for 2 weeks, that's almost certainly a calibration issue, not real degradation. A full charge to 100% on level 2 with an extra hour after it finishes will sort that out. If you've come back to a surprise battery situation after a trip, A big drain you couldn't explain, range that looked wrong, anything. Drop it in the comments with roughly how long you were parked and what the weather was like. Those real numbers are genuinely useful for everyone else trying to figure out what's normal. Subscribe for weekly Tesla ownership videos. Every video is built around real situations and real numbers, not press releases. Thanks for watching.